Hi my ladies, hi my queens. Thought about reaching out to each individually and that was stupid. So I'm gonna do a video for all of you because you are all queens and pieces to the puzzle. You imagine, I'm gonna try and do this in like Cliff Notes version for you guys. But Cody and Rochelle, remember when we had our first room night and we did the incantation for Aurora Borealis? That's the rainbow children, the indigo children, all that, the chosen ones. Us witchy bitches, we manifested that. And then I did the warrior one and Cody did the other one. Yeah. I remember the whole like eating egos, it's like Christmas. Well, I always knew I was mama to the chosen ones. What I didn't realize is when we did that, and within Whole Hearts, how it worked was I took on protecting each one of you. So I took on the shadows of past lives, all of the karma of our past lives, each one individually, even for the other girls, because there's Tiffany, there's Rochelle, Cody, new girl that I met at the gym, Rain, I think is what her name is. If not, I'm sorry I said it wrong. And anyways, and Romy, they're the other one. So, long story short, imagine that the world is like a big chessboard that the 1% has been playing off of, right? Utah is the beehive state. There is a constellation above Utah, which is called the Beehive. The LDS Church, which is the biggest laundering company for Rothschilds, and all of that, which Rochelle, you watched me download all that information, that was placed here to help feed virgins to the devil. But then this whole twin flame spiritual journey thing started, which is attached to Jay the Lucifer, because what happens with that, it's like he's a web. So even like with you, Cody, with what's his name, your ex that you had to go press charges on, it's the same thing. He's a web. They get in your head, they're a narcissist, they're sociopath, that whole thing, to try and keep us down. Because when we're independent, strong women and men are in their feminine, they can't handle that shit. So that's why LDS Church and the abusers and pedophiles and all the things. Because, like you know, Rochelle, Utah's filled with fairies, pixies. And I'm fairy. My grandma was Eve. My other grandma was Lilith. So mixing all of those, it's like I'm a tribrid of all of them, because you have the Devil's Triangle, which are the three guys that I've been processing, which are attached to me, Romy, and Cody. Those three, that's the Devil's Triangle. That is the three-headed dog they talk about. It is also the Bermuda Triangle, where they send people, magical people, and the government does this. CIA, FBI, all that, the occult, that are attached to the 1% and run the world, they stick everybody in that they know is chosen or magical, so that they can control you. So if you imagine, that is why we've been isolated. That is why we've been purging shit from us, losing friends, all that stuff, because what they've been trying to do since COVID, and we did our incantation that we didn't know why we did, it's pretty much re-preparing and re-virginizing women. And then what they do after that is one of them is attached to taking your soul, because they buy your twin, your Lucifer, your twin's soul. So that you are just Eve. You don't have your Lilith, your shadow side anymore, because they want submissive bitches. So it protects the men that have egos and that are running the world with really bad karma, because they've done really bad shady shit for thousands of years. So one, you sell your soul. The other one is like the gatekeeper, and he's like the one you have to pass through to be able to make it to their heaven, what they call heaven. And so what they do with that, once they have the spirit and they have the soul, now you're Eves and you're submissive to them. So like think of Nicki Minaj and all of those women that are up there. They've made it through this cycle, made it to Gary in Texas, part of the occult. And what they do with that is then they send women around to have sex. And so they like give them targets, and they go almost like assassins. They go and have sex with one of the elites persons that they need to protect themselves from really bad karma. So a woman is going and having sex with that person that gives the karma and the money for the karma to the elite man, instead of the woman keeping her light, her energy, and protecting her pussy power and her collecting money for her own abundance. So the men have stayed in power by collecting all the women's light, souls, spirits, and lifetime of abundance that they have kept us from. And these are the people that created churches, burned witches at the stake, created segregation, created all of those things to be able to have us even pray to a God. God is one of the pieces of the puzzle, and it's also God of war. So when you're praying to God, it's literally God of war, and that's what the church was based off of. And because they didn't know who they really were, because heroes never die. And really the religion is included with the magic church pieces and the cosmic universal laws. And that's the problem, because what they didn't realize I was doing while I was clearing all of the shadow and karma for all of you guys, they didn't realize, one, the actual chessboard is in Utah. That's why the players are in Utah. We're all players on the fucking board. Problem that they didn't expect is they usually make everybody compete against each other. The reason I went and helped all the guys is because they're the four corners of the world. And I have unconditional love and have been there when they needed me with unconditional love. So no matter what, I know where their heart is. So even if they're getting told to attack or told to do things in like real life or whatever, their subconscious still wants to protect. So, but what's happening right now, and the reason I'm sending you this message, is because within the last month and a half, if you've had like spiritual attacks, anything like that, energy being totally crazy, not knowing who you can trust, all of that shit for like the last 6 months to a year, that's been what it is you don't know who you can trust, you feel paranoid almost in a sense, you feel like you're being watched, all of that. One, they watch you through mirrors, so be careful with your mirrors, because they try and keep all magical people down and all that shit and own you. That's why they want you to jump through their hoops to get to their so-called heaven. Well, mama doesn't play their game. So the four corners, I'm in the middle, because you got Eagle Eye, which is attached to Zeus. You've got Hawkeye, which is attached to Horus. You've got Owl, which is attached to Athena's protector. And then you have Raven that's attached to the magic and that. So in the middle of that, because I can see through all of them, is God's eye, because then I have the solutions but I see their shady fuckery and all of that. Before, they had an Eve there. That is why all of our structures in the world are built off of narcissistic men behavior. That whole dangle a carrot in front of you, you know, like, you be a good girl and do everything I tell you to do and be submissive and don't speak up and all of those things, and then maybe you can get that, you know, get your prize. That's how the government system is set up, church and state, all of it. So I've been fighting back the shadow of church and state. And if you've wondered why there's been crazy wind and rainstorms the last few days, well, last few weeks, month, I have literally been using all the tools in my toolbox, from Lilith's side to Isis' side, to throw all their shadow back at them. Because what I've been doing while I was healing our shadows and our karma, I was collecting all the past lives to know how to break cycles. Because I know if somebody chopped my head off in this life, then if I come back around after they try and chop my head off and throw magic at me and I know who it is, I come around with love and I break that cycle. Because the energy recycles. So like Twin Towers 9/11, that's the same energy right now that's recycling. And the north and the south, I'm in the middle, Twin Towers. And they killed thousands of people to try and steal the women's power. And this time they don't get to do that. But what I have been realizing and what I had to do, and I apologize if you guys feel like I abandoned you or anything, I had to detach from everybody to start feeling my own energy, to see what was happening and playing out in all of it, knowing that you guys were learning your own lessons by yourself, all of that, that's what we were supposed to do. But what's happening right now, and why I'm sending you this video, is me throwing a temper tantrum and taking control of the board, which if the day that I took control of the board was the day Russia started fighting Ukraine and all of the shit started blowing up. So I'm working on getting those kings out of being pawns, because the 1% is trying to make them, they're the ones that hold all the karma for everything they've done, because they're the ones doing it, not even awakened to knowing they're doing it, kind of thing. So eventually I'm helping them, but first I had to address what's happening right now is Cody, me, Romy, those three men have played us against each other in many lifetimes. So what's happening is in your subconscious state, in your sleep state, if you've ever seen the movie like Inception, they are putting doubt, they are putting trust issues, they are putting all of those things, and spiritually, you're attacking me at nighttime, and sometimes even during the day. So if you wake up one day and, for example, if you were really had a boundary, whatever, and you wake up one day and your boundaries and everything are softened, that is because they went in during nighttime and they're putting these ideas in your head. Because the energy of us three fighting against each other instead of banding together, which is what they don't expect, because every single lifetime, because that's the energy, that's what happens. So me, I'm sending out the armies that I've collected in all realms, all the way up to the galactic. Even their own ancestors aren't protecting them right now, and they're fucking scared. But it's, and Romy, this one's gonna be hard for you, because you can't pray to God right now, because that's God of war. And I don't know where the men stand, and I'm here to protect the women, the rainbow children, the indigo children, because they're taking your abundance, your ideas, and all of that to make you fit in the box of submissiveness. Instead, I've built the channel and the Taurus that will protect all of the indigo children, will protect all of our inventions and ideas, that will protect our abundance. And it's like the universe, because karma was flipped it upside down, and now it's gonna shake the 1%'s pocketbooks until all of their money that they have fucked women and everybody out of by climbing over people for thousands of years, it's gonna fall out into the funnels that it needs to fall into. And they're a little scared, because they wanted this whole one world order, whatever, and come in like a clean slate and sweep it all under the rug, and let's pretend like we're all having a fresh start. Fuck that shit. I'm sorry. What mercy did you have when you were burning witches at the stake? What mercy did you have when you came with Christianity and started killing all of the pagans and, you know, all of that kind of stuff because they didn't follow your rules? What mercy did you have? Oh wait, you didn't have any. You stole from them, you burned their homes down, you took everything away from them, and all of that. So if you have had to feel like you were fighting against the current, almost like going through sludge to start any projects or anything like that, to work, to whatever, that's because the government is doing that on purpose. They want you to hit that state of full surrender, to be begging God to come in, because God, God of war, is attached to the shady fuckery, if he knows it or not. And that's a whole different chit chat. But they have us three fighting. And I'm giving you this video, Romy and Cody, to let you know, I hope you always know where my heart and intentions always are. It is to protect the women, the children, and to take down shady fuckery, no matter what. No matter what. But when I realized that it was you three, us three, that were doing that, it's like my ancestors came and was like, you need to send them a video, because what you've got to do, otherwise you will get attacked by the armies I'm sending in. I just gave them 10 days to all the guys where they got to blow up their world because they're attached to shady fuckery from Russia to Ukraine to America to, they've got to blow up their own world to get back into my good graces, eat their own tail, and work on fixing their karma of what they've hurt. And I can help clean their slate. But with you guys attacking me energetically, all that karma that they are manipulating you to do, and not feel like you can trust me or whatever the things, all that karma that they've done, they're getting you to do the attacks, is falling on you. And that's new karma, because I've already cleaned your slate for that. Because Cody, if you look up like the constellations in Virgo, it's the spiral. You are literally the instigator that starts the game. You started the game when COVID happened. So they're trying to put all blame on you for that, because the world game started by when your shadow was ignited. So that's why I'm saying I am going to help protect the kings to not be pawns, but I also want to protect the women to not be pawns. And right now they have you as pawns. So in saying that, what I'm going to suggest, and you guys have free will, you can choose to do whatever you want to, but I have taken out any man that I had like helping whatever. I am only dealing with Isis, Sekhmet, and Freya. And Romy, if you need to, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, you can have her help protect you, because all realms are helping the women, all mamas. So any women, or Kali's a bitch, and she's in this like chopping heads off phase. So, because until that energy plays out and they show up in 3D to like actually stand for what's right, the karma's coming back to them. So if we are united together, that means I'm kicking the men off the chessboard and I'm putting us united to run the chessboard while shit's blowing up, because I'm over the dictatorship. The dicks are gone. The men with egos eating them fuckers alive. And we are gonna, all the women are rising up, and that is what every single realm wants and is supporting me to do. So I want to make sure that you guys are protected, since I've already worked on clearing your karma, that they don't have you in your subconscious, in your dream states, and any of that attacking me, because then you will get all the ancestral. They will come with your full karma all over again for that, for attacking me, even though you don't even know you're doing it. So how I'm fixing and what we're going off of going forward, what I am, it's like Valhalla. If you think about Valhalla, and you have to build it brick by brick. So that means your words that you speak to yourself, your thoughts, your words that come out of your mouth, even when you're by yourself. If a song comes on, if you feel an energy coming at you, all of your words have to match in all of it. Because doing that brick by brick, one, you process the emotions in it, but it's also protecting you so that even in your dream state, they can't get through and convince you something different, because you know who you are, what you stand for, what you believe in, and what you're willing to fight for. Are you willing to fight for justice for women? Are you willing to fight for equality? Are you willing to fight for systems that are holding us down and all of that shit to be taken away? Are you willing to fight for the truth? Are you willing, like, that's what it is, like Valhalla. I'm literally bringing what's in the heavens, because the divine one on top of me, it's like I move things in the heavens and things move in his real life, and it freaks him the fuck out, because as above, so below. So I'm moving things in the heavens right now because it's merging it into real life. I'm bringing Valhalla to church and state, so that each person, each warrior, instead of us being divided, doesn't matter what your religion is, it doesn't matter what your skin color is, it doesn't matter what anything is. It's what do you believe in as a mom, mama bears, or woman? What do you believe is right? Do you believe that our systems we are being lied to? They have puppets in our government, that shady fuckers are over here doing that they're having orgies and sex and magic and all of that shit, and the occult to like handpick the women that they want to use as their vagina karma collectors and keep your abundance until you follow their rules. I don't believe in that, and I want to burn it all down. And over this next year, that's what I'm doing. And they're scared, because guess what this the new full moon is coming forward? It's the flower moon. So all divine feminines, we are blooming in the beehive state for all the bees that they had working for them to be attracted to following our light, our growth, and all of that shit. So they're a little terrified because it's attached to all their fucking money, Rothschilds. But anyways, and they were trying to replace you. So like Cody and Romy, that's why Tiffany, Rain, and Rochelle, it was like they were bringing in new. And Tiffany messaged me the other day, and she was getting attacked, and she told me about the 2 dogs she sees and the eagle, and I'm like, oh shit, you got both sides of the dudes trying to pull at you because I'm blocking out. They're trying to bring in more submissive ones. I'm sorry, you don't get to pick my women and use them as fucking pawns in your game to put them in places that will cause them trauma, harm, karma, all of it. Because if we are in their space, that's thousands and thousands and thousands of years of fucking over women that they're attached to, that they want you to come stand next to them because your good karma that I just helped you guys get would balance out them going down the fucking shithole. So that's when I realized I can't trust any of the men right now, because they don't even realize what they're fucking doing. Just like you guys don't realize that you're spiritually attacking me. So that is when it was like, oh shit, okay, we can do this. I'm gonna restage the board. And I knew I needed one more girl, which Rain is the other one, because right now how it is it's 2 Cancers at the top, which is the full moon flow, and then you have Taurus, you have Aquarius, you have Pisces, which is water. So I just moved it to be, we got the Capricorns, Aquarius, I got the water, I'm a Scorpio, I'm also fire, and then we got Leo too for Romy. And what was the other one? Oh, and Rochelle's Cancer. So instead of having 2 up there, I'll have 2 down here, which means abundance, all of that grounded in the earth, which is where they've always had it, up in the man hands kind of shit. So I'm flipping it on them, and I'm protecting you guys, I'm trying to protect you guys. But if I get guided to have to detach, and that I can't protect you, that's because you're spiritually attacking me in some way, shape, or form. And no matter what, above all else, I have to protect all instead of just 1 or 2. So that's why I wanted to send this, so that you're fully aware where my intentions are, that I love you guys, that I am here fighting and have been for the last 3 years to process just like a Cancer, full moon cycles, every single zodiac sign, I took on all of our past lives, all of our past karma, all of the shadow, to process it all, to collect all the ancestors, to know every life and how to fix that cycle from playing out ever again so that they don't have the control anymore. Took like the Eve out of it, because Eve doesn't have her shadow, she doesn't embrace her shadow, which then they get fucking Lilith and that shit. So I wanted you guys to know what was going on, but I'll also send you some like sleep meditations, protection meditations, stuff like that. But if you call in Alicia's army to protect you, they fucking will. And anybody with bad intentions around you will start disappearing or will react or whatever. But you claim boundaries, protect your space. Be very careful, because every music channel, like Pandora, it's attached to Poseidon. You have Spotify that's attached to Lucifer, where they find the stars. Like, they're all, every single piece of technology, every single piece of all of it is attached to them playing the game, watching the game in their glass house. Difference is, you shouldn't throw stones when you live in a glass house, because this bitch throws stones back and can see right through your shit. So I've already caught a lot and already have appointments with the FBI to start like giving that all to them, which is why the guys have 10 days to blow up their fucking world before, no matter what, I'm turning it in and blowing it up, and then now you're a pawn with all the shady fuckery instead of me helping protect you and moving forward and, you know, owning your power back. But I just want you girls to know I love you so much that I took on lifetimes of karma and then processed all of the shits so that now I'm able, like, Spirit protected all the ideas, all the inventions, everything, because I didn't know why I couldn't do them yet. I do now, because they were stealing them. They were stealing them. And it goes to China and all of that through Poseidon and all of that kind of, the gatekeeper. They were taking all those ideas and everything. They're actually attached to Elon Musk, who took over the fucking moon until I just took it back because I could look. The divine feminine moon, he was channeling wrong information to women over this last 2 years to get them. So if you like look at the Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, all of that playing out right now, that is literally how she had sex with this and that. Like, I have documented exactly the same plan that was downloaded into my head 2 years ago that I documented and sent to Poseidon, all of that. Do not even know that he was a part of that with Elon Musk, keeping the women down, stealing the ideas and all of that kind of shit. And I just called all of them out on all of it because I know which piece of the puzzle they all were. Just like Zeus, he is the Shark Tank. So like Shark Tank ideas, because if he has sex with you, I had a one-night stand with him, he locks you in the maze, steals your ideas that go to the 1%, he collects the money and the karma and whatever. I feel bad for him because it's almost like his dick's gonna fall off or something, because they just keep showing me his karma is attached to his dick and who he's had sex with and how he's done it almost like a murderer, because it's binding divine feminines. But he's also attached to the church that burned witches at the stake and all the, like, he is his karma is literally to fight against the LDS church like no one else and protect the women and teach them how, because you take your pussy power back, you close your legs for a year and to crystalline your whole thing, but instead of giving it to them, then the men have 90 days. That's my rule. It's 90 days. They got to jump through my fucking hoops, earn my heart has teeth now, because the cup of love, it used to be poison. And that is why Lorenzo, Jay, certain ones, we have to make sure our cup that they give us is not poison. And so 90 days, all of that shit, and pussy power, because the world, they would have no power if we weren't having sex with men that were lower, because the codependency that we're taught. Because when you have sex with somebody who's lower than you, you're giving away your light. So right now, while they are losing their power, men, probably dream men, the hottest men you could ever think of, will come and try and have sex with you right now. It's like flying monkeys. They come out of everywhere. They have minions everywhere. So girls, to protect yourself, because what that's doing is you take on their shadow, their karma, and all of that when you have sex with them. You're the womb, you're the birthing place of ideas, nurture, all of that. And so a man's dick going inside of you, you literally absorb all of that. And I just worked for 3 fucking years to help clear all of that for you guys. And I don't want you guys to take it on from one night, because I love you. And us bitches can change the fucking world. And I got men calling me nonstop right now because I'm not talking to any of them. I've cut them all out. But they watch. They're watching. They watch through my phone, the glass house. They can see all of it. And as soon as I start saying anything that goes against the plan they want me to do, which is like 99% of the time, they fucking all come in and try and like distract me. So fuck that shit. Wrong bitch. And they're fucking retarded. That's all I gotta say. They thought I was gonna, like Isis is protector of kings. To do it differently this lifetime? Fuck men. I'm gonna protect the queens. And then I can go back and get the kings. And that's when they eat their own tail, say they were fucking wrong, tell me how much money and shit they stole from me, from all of them, and all the people that shady fuckery they're attached to, so we can turn them in and get them fucking taken down, because literally the 1% has nothing without the board, and the chessboard lives in fucking Utah. So, anyways, I love you girls. I would love to actually like have a good fun night that we can all like hang out and whatever, because I'm getting out of this zone now that I know exactly the energies and all of it, how it's playing out, because I miss all of you. Yep. And I think you guys would love the other ones that I just met and stuff like that. But just know you guys are very important to me. Oh, and this, it's, you know, they call it a weed, but you blow it with all its dreams. It's because I'm the weed that grows through concrete. Every time they push me down, I get better, because when you push me down, it's like you buried the seed, and I come up high, I shoot up higher. It's like the laws of the universe. And I surrendered all of the dreams to all of my ancestors and angels. And as soon as I did that, shit hit the fucking fan. But know that I've never abandoned you. I have been protecting you guys as much as I can in all realms. I have been having ancestors try and help as much as I can, until I realized what was happening and how they're trying to play us against each other using past life energy that I'm trying to break. So I wanted you guys' help to try and break that, and praying and connecting with women deities of the past. Those are the ones that we need to work on, because right now they're trying to take all the power outside of America. Difference is, even Egypt, the pyramids, all of that's man-made, because we did some fucked up shit in Egypt and they used it against us, which is why we're fucking here. But all of those landmarks that are actually made by the earth, that have Osiris's tomb, all that, that's all in America. So literally, as above, so below, America has all of the as above, so below, and the world is the one fighting to try and take the power outside of America. Us bitches, we're gonna try and keep it all power in America. We're gonna give divine feminine power and equality back. And I might have to eat some fucking men balls before, you know. Well, I'm already doing that, but that's okay. That's fun for me. I just had to learn how to be, you know, 2 years of softer before I just went like I was in the hot tub that night and fucking eat them viciously. But now I'm vicious, because when their shadow comes at me, it's a mirror, and I have church and state coming at me. It pushes me into my Lilith, and then I rage and shove it right back at them. And they don't know what to do with that lately, and that would be why there's lots of storms and wind and shit that's been happening. Yep. So, welcome to the crazy magical world of spiritual warfare that's been happening. And I love you guys. And I talk to you soon.